everybody. Roger and James here from the DisKingdom podcast. In this episode, we're going to be doing like a little bit of an early talk about San Diego Comic-Con, which is taking place later this week. It's the big event in terms of entertainment. There's going to be lots of panels, lots of information coming of it. There's tons of special merchandise that is going to be available at places. And then there's some are going to be sold online, and then the stuff that doesn't sell out will then be chucked online later on as well. Obviously we're doing DisKingdom. The amount of stories I've been running about merchandise coming to San Diego Comic-Con over the last few weeks just continues to grow, and there's a lot of stuff. I can't help but feel a lot of it is a little bit niche to the point where I can see why it's going there, and it probably wouldn't come out as mainstream. But what's kind of caught your eye first off, James?
Pretty much just Legos.
Just Legos.
And to be fair, I've seen all the articles come across, and I kind of read them as they come, but nothing has stood out to me. Nothing where I've been like, oh man, I really wish I was at the show to pick that up. I think other than Legos, the only one that I can really remember offhand is that Hallmark has some of the itty bitties coming over there. I forgot the itty bitties were even a thing. I actually used to own a couple of those. But I think looking at R2-D2 is one of them, but they've previously released an R2, so that's not a big deal.
They've kind of put them in another like vintage packaging. It kind of
it's just
because I think as they're not here, I've never actually seen any. We don't have Hallmark stores, and so I generally go around there every now and again and like see what they're doing. They had a load of sketchbook ornaments recently, but it's a kind of thing of they were a little bit. It's kind of like. To me, it feels like a cross between like a Zum Zum and a Teddy. It just kind of
it's kind of like that. They've got the big head, they've got the little beanbag body and whatnot. So I used to live right behind a Hallmark store. There was a shopping center, and the Hallmark store was literally just like on the other side. So I would go get my groceries and just to kind of see what was going on. Hallmark would want to be one of the ones I'd wander into, and I remember seeing the itty bitties. I'd pick them up on sale every once in a while, but that was years ago. So
Lego have come out with a couple of things. So we've got a Deadpool minifigure. We've also
got not Deadpool, Sheriff
Deadpool. We've also got an Ant-Man and the Wasp kind of set with a tiny Wasp minifigure, which you can get in the Quantum Realm Explorer set, which you'll find a review for up on the website this week.
Yes, and I almost bought it this week.
It's not too bad actually. And also there's a big like head of Giant Man. I don't. I would pick that up. I would pick them both up, but the prices are going to be ridiculous. I know I've been seeing people already talking about like the queues and stuff, and how the way they do their raffle system and stuff is pretty bad. And there's a lot of scalpers are going to get these just to flip them, because a lot of people go to San Diego Comic-Con to buy all this stuff to then come home and flip it to pay for the cost, or as a business, or just to pay for the trip. So. They look good. I'm impressed with them. If they came out normally, I would buy them, but especially that Ant-Man set, I did actually quite like that one. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm not really big on the big figures, so I don't know, the bust of Ant-Man. It's Giant Man, but it looks like a bust, so that's what I'm calling it. It looks cool. It's absolutely nothing that I would spend more than $15 on. And like you said, the Wasp is the exact same one in the Quantum Realm set, which is only $20 here in the States, which is very reasonable for having both Ant-Man, the Wasp, and Ghost in. That's very surprising. They only did like the one set for the movie. It was kind of that. They didn't really go.
Well, you haven't seen the movie, but I'm trying to think what other sets could you do. I mean, there's only one obvious set that I can think of, and it would actually link up quite nicely with the Quantum Realm one. But maybe they looked back at the Ant-Man sets from the original Ant-Man, and they didn't sell so well, so maybe they did that. We are forgetting one Star Wars set here, though, which is they have the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon from Solo, with Chewie and Han Solo in it, which I got to admit is pretty cool, and it literally is just the cockpit.
Yeah, the thing is, you can get both those minifigures in the Millennium Falcon, which I still haven't picked up. I had it in my hands at Disney Springs, and I said I'm not going to be able to get this back on the plane, and So I've got the money to buy the set. It's been a little bit cheaper on Amazon, and I just don't know. I've got it as my birthday money, and it's set aside for that set, and I just still haven't bought the figure. So those two minifigures, they're not exclusive to the. So
No.
you could probably rebuild that. I actually think they've done the right thing here, because it's like, here's some Lego sets that are slightly exclusive. They're a little bit, but they're not stupidly like you have to have these. They kind of went middle ground on these. I think Lego played a bit safe.
I think the only one that's not available elsewhere is the Deadpool one.
Yeah.
And you could kind of put it together from other pieces, but you wouldn't be able to get the chest piece. You wouldn't be able to get the legs because those are custom prints. But the Ant-Man the Wasp set, you could in theory build the Ant-Man bust if you were to get the instructions, and they'll be online. Absolutely. Same with the Millennium Falcon cockpit. All the pieces, it looks like there are no specific pieces to these. There's a couple of control panels on the Millennium Falcon, but you could fit whatever you want on those. So in theory, you could build those, and yeah, that's the way to do it. You still get to go to San Diego Comic-Con and get something that's special, but is not so special that those of us who are staying home are like, really kind of want to go out and spend $300 on these either.
Yeah,
so
ridiculous. Flipping over now to Funko. Funko have announced tons of stuff. They were literally, as you'd expect. We have got there's a Marvel Lockjaw and also Black Bolt set. So I think that's just like the glow in the dark version. There's just a normal version of that out, so you don't really have to go. The one that really, really got me, that I'm like, I hope they release these properly, is the Wreck-It Ralph and Fix-It Felix Jr. 8-bit versions of them. So they're kind of blocky figures, a bit like the Mario 30th Anniversary Amiibo. I love these. I'm really hoping that they release maybe like an alternative position for these, or they end up becoming just. I love that. It represents Wreck-It Ralph to me so well, of that like that 8-bit style.
I mean, I haven't even seen Popper. I can't remember it, so I will assume that is accurate.
Conan O'Brien, he's got a few out special ones that we can only get if you go to his show. So you got him as the Predator, you've got him as a Rebel, and also you've also got him as Ant-Man. So those are quite, and there's a little Ant-Man version of him. But you have to go to his shows for them, so they're going to be very popular.
And I think Hot Topic or Spencer, one of those teenager stores, I think I've seen advertisements in the windows for Conan, for merchandise of Conan Funko stuff. So apparently that's a really big thing right now.
Yeah, it's always fun. I always find like with Conan O'Brien, well, I've been a big fan of the show for years, but they don't really show them very well over here, so I just don't bother with them. But jumping into some other ones, we've got a little bit of an odd one. The director of Thor Ragnarok has got a pop vinyl out at this show, so I don't know quite what that is.
I did see that, yes.
I don't really get it. There's another, was it Kraglin from Guardians of the Galaxy? He's in there. There's a kind of quite a cool Panic and Pain set from Hercules. There's also an Edna Jack, and the one I really like is the Organization 13 Kingdom Hearts Mickey Unhooded one, which is a kind of quite a cool little figure. And there's also a classic Ant-Man. We've also got a classic Iron Man Mark 1. And there's a Moana, the big shiny crab, Tamagoto or Tamatoto or something like that. I never quite pronounce that one properly. I'm just having a quick look here. And then from Star Wars, there's an Imperial Stormtrooper from Solo. There's also Cad Bane as well. So I
do like Cad Bane.
That's going to be very popular. That one. And just flicking through Thor from Thor Ragnarok. There's a Valkyrie one as well. There's also, if you're into Bob's Burgers from Fox, which obviously is going to be slightly coming into our lane soon, there's Tina on a unicorn as an espresso cup. I don't know quite what that is. I don't watch that show. There's a Storb set of Captain America and Red Skull. There's a Jessica Jones rock candy. There's tons of stuff coming to this. There's just so many. It's quite amazing how much they can. But I also look at some of them as like, if you didn't have them, it's not going to make a huge difference because there are variant versions of nearly all of those somewhere else.
Yeah, you just wouldn't have the super exclusive SDCC with the logo on the front. And all that
Yeah,
stuff,
and I'm sure most of these are going to end up being released somewhere else as other with another sticker on it, because a lot of these never really stay exclusive to a show for very long. They look pretty cool. There's lots of other stuff coming around of different variations and little things, but a lot of it is very small, very niche, very tiny kind of things, and don't really think nothing else like jumps out. There's like some Marvel Legends. There's like a Red Skull with like an electronic like Tesseract that looks pretty cool. There is a big Defenders box set of 5 of the Defenders all on a train on the subway that looks kind of quite nice. You've also got like a Star Wars Black Series where you got like Han Solo and a Mihawk, and I think there was another set as well. There was actually quite a bit of stuff from Hasbro. They've been quite putting some what I call good. I think from the Hasbro stuff, it's like the collectors are going to love that stuff because they're a bit more high end.
Yeah, and that's what they need. They need a range of, the smaller items, the smaller in quotes probably here, but, the smaller items for people who are going to the con and might be able to get one item. And then, the stuff that's really there for the hardcore collectors or the hardcore scalpers, one way or another. So,
tons. Yeah, just a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff, but I'm hoping it's this kind of thing of really, I think after we get past next, there's probably going to be some new announcements and stuff. We'll be talking next week, hopefully, about the Marvel games. Hopefully there's going to be some news coming out of San Diego for us for next week. I'm sure there will be. But yeah, just kind of quite a nice range of bits and pieces from all over the place, really. But it's that thing of, personally for me, it's like, it's San Diego. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be able to buy this stuff. I'm not playing flipper prices. I'm not paying artificial ones. If I can't order it, for me, it's like some of the pops and stuff. Yeah, I like them, but I'm not going to pay stupid for them because it's just, I don't know. I think I've just got to that point now where there's always something else. There's always going to be something else, and the concept of having everything is just impossible now. There's so much collectibles.
Yeah, not unless you've got $1 billion stashed away somewhere and unless people to go out and get them.
Yeah, unless you're Bob Iger.
Yeah, well, I mean, sure, you could just run the company and get all the items.
Yeah.
That's
like
fine.
that. I'll buy it.
Yeah. You don't need to buy it, sir. It's yours already. Yes. Your company made it. But yeah, for me, the real draw of San Diego Comic-Con is, of course, all the announcements. Even though it is a Comic-Con, the announcements will be largely movies and television shows because that's what it's transitioned to. So next week will be a very interesting week for news. It's cool that these things are coming out, and I hope if any of our viewers are going to San Diego Comic-Con that they are able to get any of these items that they're looking for. But just be aware, a lot of them you will have to go right at door opening, possibly before. So
there's gonna
good luck.
Be bonkers. So Godspeed, good luck, because you're going to need it. On that note, guys, remember to check us out over at DisKingdom.com. Like, follow, subscribe on all the different video and audio and social media platforms. James, where can they find you?
Find me at HeroicLegacy.com.
On that note, guys, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back soon. Later.